morning to all of you. Today I am recording the lesson for the day 20. So this is the last class on the force system. In the previous class we have been discussing about the parallel forces and moment of a force and the law of moments and principle of moments. Now in this class we will discuss about the couple, that is the couple of forces and effect of couple, and the other important things about the couples, and also we'll discuss about the examples of the couples, and we'll see the summary of this lesson at the end of this class. Now I'm sharing the PPT. So in this class we are going to discuss about the couples. So in the previous sessions we have been discussing about the parallelogram of forces, related forces, Lami's theorem, and also the parallel forces. Now here the other things have been covered in the last classes. Now we'll discuss about the couple and the summary part. So these have been already discussed. What is the moment of a force and types of moments and law of moments, principle of moments, results called the Wigner's law of moments, Wigner's principle of moments, and next the parallel processor we discussed. Now actually it is up to here in the last class, but however to see the parallel forces. So this is parallel forces means the forces whose line of action is parallel to each other are called parallel forces, and there are two types of the parallel forces. They are called as the like parallel forces and unlike parallel forces. In case of the like parallel forces, the all the forces, if all the forces will act in the same direction, then that's said to be called as the like parallel forces. In that case, the resultant will be found by simply adding the forces, because all the forces will act in the same direction. So the resultant R is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4 plus F5 and so on, like that, depending on the number of forces. In the project case we have taken only two forces, so R is equal to F1 plus F2, and now the position at which R is acting is also very important. That can be found by using the principle of moments, that is also called as the Wigner's principle of moments. So as per this principle of moment, the moment of the resultant about any point in the plane of the forces should be equal to the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about the same point. Now by equating the moment of the resultant about O, that is R into X is equal to the moment of force F1 about OA, that is about O, that is F1 into OA, and the moment of the force F2 about O, that is F2 into OB. Like this, by equating this equation, we also can find the distance x through which the resultant is acting. Similarly, if the forces are unlike, that is unlike parallel forces, so which are called as unlike forces if the forces acting in the opposite direction. So one force is acting in one direction and the other force is acting in the opposite direction, but both are the parallel forces. So the forces whose line of action are parallel to each other and they will act in the opposite direction, then the forces are called as the unlike parallel forces. In this case, the resultant can be found R is equal to the F1 minus F2, nothing but the difference of the two forces, because F1 is acting in one direction and F2 is acting in the opposite to that direction. So if perhaps F1 is positive, F2 become negative, or if F2 is positive, then F1 become negative. So this is nothing but a difference of the forces in case of the two forces, and that resultant also will act in the direction of the larger force. So in the present case, the F1 is more than F2. Therefore, R is equal to F1 minus F2, and the R also will act in the direction of F1, that is downwards. And here also the R can be found by that equation, and the distance at which the R is acting also can be found by law of movements. That is the the principle of moments, and so the here also same thing, the R into x is equal to, that is here we are taking the moments about the point O, so R into OC is equal to F1 into OA, and if the F1 is taken as negative, then F2 is positive, so F2 into OB here. So F2 into OB is positive and F1 into OA is negative. So it becomes F2 into OB minus F1 into OA. So R into X is equal to F2 into OB minus F1 into OA. So here the F1, F2, OA and OB values will be given. Then we can easily find out the R value and also the X value. So in this way we can able to find out the resultant and also the distance at which it is acting on the body. Now coming to the couples. So generally it is called a couple. Couple means a couple of forces. A couple means we know very well that a couple means two. A couple of force means two forces. So these two forces will have a greater significance in the field of engineering application. That's why we got a special term, that is couple. Couple means a couple of forces. So generally in this case also the parallel forces will act. The very important thing is in the case of the couples only the forces are parallel forces, but they will act in the quite opposite direction. So they are nothing but the unlike parallel forces. So always whenever you take a couple, there the two unlike parallel forces will be acting. So two unlike parallel forces acting on a body, and separated by some distance will form a couple. So the definition is also two equal unlike parallel forces acting on a body and separated by some distance forms a couple. That means if the here also the thing is in case of a couple the forces must be parallel, they must be act in the opposite direction, that is unlike forces, unlike parallel forces, and equal also in magnitude. And also the next important thing is they must be separated through some distance. If the distance between them is zero, then that means if the two forces will act at a point, then the couple is zero. They won't produce any couple. But if the two equal and opposite forces separated by some distance, then only they produce some effect and they are called as a couple. So the main effect of the couple is to cause the rotation of the body. So whenever a couple is acting on a body, will tend to rotate the body. So the main effect of the couple is to produce the rotation or the rotary motion in the body. And a couple can be described as the moment produced by the two equal and opposite forces acting together. So a couple means we know very well. So in the case of the moment of force also, what is the moment? The force into distance between the two forces. And the main effect is the main effect of the moment of the forces to produce the turning effect. So here also same thing will happen. The main effect of the couple is to produce the turning effect. But however, here what is happening is the forces are equal and they are parallel forces, and forces are equal in magnitude and will act in the opposite direction and will be separated by some distance. That's all. So the couple and moment of force, the man we will take the moment of a couple and the moment of a force, the value will be same. In case of the moment also, the magnitude of the moment is equal to force into distance between the two forces. Here also the moment of the couple is equal to one of the force into the distance between the two forces. Only thing is in the case of the couples, two equal unlike parallel forces will be acting and they are separated through some distance. So that is only the difference. Now coming to the movement of a couple. So movement of a couple is nothing but this is in the figure a body AB shown. In that body the force F, there are two forces, force F and force F. The two forces are acting at point A and point B. So these two forces are the parallel forces but acting in the opposite direction. So here they are called as the unlike parallel forces, and a very important thing is they are separated by the some distance. So they are separated through some distance. So let R is equal to the distance between the two parallel forces. So here the distance between the two parallel forces is called as the arm of the couple, because this is the main arm which is responsible to produce the moment of a couple. So now the moment of a couple is nothing but the just like a moment of force. So here the body is assumed to be supported at the midpoint, then or also it may not be supported, but here the moment of force is the moment of the couple is equal to nothing but the moment of the force, that is equal to F into R, because here one of the force we can take because the two forces are same equal in magnitude, so we can take any one of the force into the distance between the two forces. So moment of the couple is equal to F into R. So here if the forces are act at an angle to the arm, then their components normal to the arm are to be considered. So here in this case what is happening is the force F is acting vertically upward and downward. That is, it is acting at an angle of 90 degrees to the body, to the axis of the body. Sometimes the force also will act at some angle with the axis of the body. In that case, so for example like this, so in case of the moments also we are taken, so like this, here the what is happening is, so just okay, this is only just one example, the P force is acting and which makes an angle theta with the axis of the body. In that case, the we can resolve the P into components as the P cos theta will act along the axis of the body and P sin theta will act vertically downwards, that is at right angles to the axis of the body. So that P sin theta we have to take into consideration in case of the couple. So the force which is acting perpendicular to the axis of the couple is to be taken into consideration. So in that case, P sin theta into distance, like that. So here this is the meaning. So here if the forces are acting, if the forces are acting at an angle to the arm, then the components normal to the arm, that is the component which is perpendicular to the arm of the couple are to be considered. So in that case, that is F sin theta into R will be the moment if the force F makes some angle with theta with the axis of the body. Now the classification of the couple. So here also very important. So this couple, there are two types. So there is a chance to rotate the body in clockwise direction, and there is a chance to rotate the body in anti-clockwise also, anti-clockwise direction. So very simple in this case. If the effect of the couple is to rotate the body in clockwise direction or in a direction in which the hands of the clock move, then that couple is called as the clockwise couple. And if the rotation produced by the couple is to rotate the body in anti-clockwise direction or in opposite direction in which the hands of the clock move, then that couple is called as the anti-clockwise couple. However, the amount of the couple is equal to force into distance, that is P into R in this case, but only the sign will change. And generally, the clockwise couple is taken to be negative and anti-clockwise couple can be taken to be positive. Now, here characteristics of couple. The couple has the following important characteristics. First one, a couple is not balanced by a single force. For example, if a couple is acting on a body, means it is subjected to rotation. It is about to rotate. That means there are two forces that are acting on the couple, means there are two forces acting on the body, and which will cause a couple. So that they will cause a movement, and according to that it may try to rotate. So therefore, in that case, to balance that rotation or to stop that rotation of the body, in order to balance the stop the in order to stop the rotation of the body, then we should have to apply again a equal and opposite couple. So we have to apply the forces, two forces we should apply again to produce the couple of the same magnitude, but in opposite direction. For example, the forces acting on a body are producing a clockwise couple. Then we should have to apply the two forces to balance that force in the anti-clockwise, and so and also we should produce the in couple in anti-clockwise direction. Then only the clockwise couple should be balanced by the anti-clockwise couple of equal magnitude, and the body will be brought back to the equilibrium condition. So that means always a couple should be balanced by the same equal and opposite couple. Couple means again two forces. So a couple, that is the first point is a couple is not balanced by a single force. So it is not possible to balance the couple by a single force. Second point, two couples acting in the same plane are equivalent to a single couple whose moment is equal to the algebraic sum of the moments of the separate couples. For example, there are two couples are acting. Sometimes the two couples may act in the same direction, that is, may rotate the body in the same clockwise direction, or sometimes one couple may produce rotation in the clockwise direction, and other couple may produce the rotation in the anti-clockwise. That is, sometimes the couples may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. However, two couples are acting. In that case, the two couples can be the moment of the two couples can be found by finding the algebraic sum of the moments of the couples. We know, if for example we are taking a sign, if the couple acts in clockwise direction, it is taken to be negative, and if the couple acts in anti-clockwise direction, it is taken to be positive. So by finding the algebraic sum with the proper signs, then we can able to add the two couples, and we can able to sum up the two couples, and we can able to find out the net effect of the couple acting on the body when two or more couples are acting. Next, a third point, two couples acting in a plane whose moments are equal and opposite balance one another. So that means when one couple is acting in a plane in one direction, say clockwise, and the other couple is acting in the other direction, that is anti-clockwise. If the magnitude is same, then one couple is balanced. The effect of the one couple produced is balanced by the effect of the other couple. So one is clockwise, another is anti-clockwise. So the net effect will be zero. So that means to balance a couple acting on the body in some direction, then we should have to apply another couple in the opposite direction to balance that couple. So that is the meaning. Next, here the important thing is the examples of the couples. So here in our daily life, we are coming across with so many examples. For example, opening a tap. Whenever we are opening a tap like this, so we are applying the force with our two fingers. So these two fingers will play important role. So one here also in the we are holding the tab like this and we are applying the force here like this. So it is rotating like this. So what is happening? So it is rotating like this. So that means here these two fingers are applying the two equal and unlike parallel forces, and also they are separated through some distance. Then they are forming a couple, and with the movement of that couple we can able to rotate the tap. And we also notice that if the distance is less, then we need to apply more amount of force. That is the moment it will require to rotate that tap. It will require some amount of movement. So the movement is nothing but the force into distance between the two forces. If the distance between the two forces is less, then the forces required are more. And if the distance between the two forces is more, then the amount of forces required are smaller. So therefore, so if we see, when as for the smaller taps we need to apply the more amount of force, and if the tap length is somewhat larger, then we need to apply only some less amount of force. And here also, so to open a tab, to rotate a tab like this, so when we are rotating a tab, what is happening is, so we are applying the couple of forces with these two fingers, and these two fingers, what is happening here, so this is the force and this is the other force. So here these two are the parallel forces, but acting in the opposite way. So this is like this and this is like this. So here this force is acting in the this direction and this is in the this direction. So these are the two unlike parallel forces, and they are separated by some distance. So this is the amount of distance. So they are forming a couple, and with this the moment of the couple. So with these forces we got a some moment of couple, and with this moment of couple we can able to open the cap of a pen. And like that, even in driving the screws on a wooden plate by a screwdriver, so we have to apply the force like this. So here all these fingers will apply the force in one direction, and this thumb will apply the force in the other direction, and ultimately, so like this, we are rotating. So we are applying the forces, and it is also nothing but a some amount of couple, and so it has got some moment value, and this moment will produce the rotary motion to the screwdriver with sufficient force. Then only we can able to drive the screws into the nails. Like that, we got so many examples, and this is very important in our daily life. So the parallel forces and couples oftenly we are finding in our daily life. So this is about the couple. So couple means two unlike two. So yeah, the couple, two equal unlike parallel forces separated by some distance forms a couple, and the moment of the couple is equal to force, one of the force multiplied by the distance between the forces. And the main effect of the couple is to produce the turning moment in the body. And always the couple may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. And always a couple will not be balanced by a single force. And when two or more couples acting in a body can be brought to a single couple by finding the algebraic sum of the moments of all the couples. And whenever the two couples are acting in the plane and whose moments are equal and opposite, then the effect of one couple will be balanced by the other couple. So these are the things that we have studied about the couple, and these are the expected questions from the examination point of view. So what is the moment of force, and explain about the types of moments. What is couple? Explain about the characteristics of a couple. Define Varignon's principle of momentum moments. Varignon principle of moments. And in the assignment also we can solve like this some problems. Now the next thing is, because with this one we have completed the chapter force systems, that will come under the statics for our solid mechanics. And once again just we will recall back the key concepts, that is the summary of this lesson. First we have studied the mechanics. So mechanics means deals with the forces and their effects on the bodies which are rest or at motion. And the mechanics can be classified into statics, dynamics, and dynamics also further classified into kinetics, kinematics. And statics means the study of the forces and their effects on the bodies which are at rest condition or which are at the static condition. And the dynamics means it is the study of the forces and their effects on the bodies which are at motion. So that part we are not there, and in this subject our study is limited to only statics. And also the main important term for our lesson or for our chapter is force. So this is a very important term. However, the force is defined by us in the lower classes, and anyhow we have defined here also. A force means it is an agent or agency that changes or tends to change the position of the body, tends to change the state of the body. So the force means it is an agency which changes the, or which tends to, the force means force can be defined as an agent which changes or tends to change the state of the body. The state may be of two types. The body may be at rest or the body may be in motion. If the force is applied to a static body, that is the body at rest, the body will tend to set into motion, tends to move, that is tends to starting moving, that is tends to move in the direction of the applied force. If the applied force is sufficient, then it will be set into motion. If the applied force is insufficient, then in that case it will tend to move in the direction of the applied force. And if the force is applied to a body which is in motion, then what happens? If the force is applied in the direction of the motion, then the velocity of the body will increase and some amount of acceleration will produce. And in case if the force is applied to a body in the opposite direction of the motion, then in that case it will reduce the velocity. It will produce the retardation, that is the negative acceleration in the body. And sometimes the amount of force applied is more, then the body may, the velocity of the body gradually become zero and it may set into motion in the opposite direction. Like that, the force changes or tends to change the state of the body. So that agency is called the force, and it is measured in newtons, and it is also expressed in kilonewtons or meganewtons depending on the magnitude. Next, the system of forces. So when more than one force, more than a single force, two or more forces are acting on a body, will form system of forces, and they are classified into coplanar and non-coplanar force systems. If the line of action of the forces will lie on the same plane, then they are said to be called as the coplanar forces. And if the lines of action of all the forces will not lie in the same plane, but that will lie in the different planes, then the forces are said to be called as the non-coplanar force system. So the line of action should not lie in the same plane in that case. Now so coplanar means if the line of action of forces will lie in the same plane. Non-coplanar means if the line of action of all the forces do not lie on the same plane. Then the resultant force. When a number of forces are acting in a body, a single force which will have the same effect of all the forces is called as the resultant force. This resultant force will replace all the forces and produces the same effect as that of all the forces are producing. And components of forces. Component means when a force is acting, so it can be divided into two components, and the two parts are called as the components of the forces. So generally one of the component will act along the x-axis, that is called as the horizontal component, or the x component, that is fx is equal to f into cos theta, where theta is the angle made by the force with horizontal or x-axis. And next, the component of the force which is acting perpendicular to the axis of the force is called as the vertical component, and the vertical component will be equal to f into cos theta, f into sin theta, where theta is the angle. The parallelogram law of forces. So in this parallelogram law of forces, it forms the forces forms a parallelogram. That is when two concurrent forces acting on a body, then the resultant of the two forces can be found by using the parallelogram law forces. And graphically, when the it is also can be found. So when the parallelogram is constructed with the help of the two adjacent sides with the given angle between them, then the by taking the some suitable scale, then the diagonal of the polygon will represent the magnitude of the resultant and also the direction. It makes some angle with the one of the horizontal side, and the angle is nothing but the direction of the resultant. So this law is helpful to find out the magnitude and direction of the two coplanar concurrent forces acting on a body. And it states that if two forces acting at a body, at a point on a body, be represented by the two adjacent sides of a polygon, two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, both in magnitude and direction, then the resultant of these two forces can be represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram, both in magnitude and direction. And analytically, the value of the resultant is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha square root. So square root of the p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha. Here p is one of the force, q is the other force, and alpha is the angle between the force p and q. And the theta is equal to tan inverse of the q into sin alpha by p plus q cos alpha. Here, very important thing is generally the P is taken as the horizontal force and Q is the other force. So the P is a larger force and Q is a smaller force. So this is about the resultant when two concurrent forces are acting. When more than two forces are acting, then the result can be found by resolution forces. In this case, we have to resolve the all the forces acting on a body into two components, that is horizontal component and vertical components. Then we have to find out the algebraic sum of the horizontal components, that is sigma h, and algebraic sum of the vertical components, that is sigma v. Then the resultant can be found r is equal to square root of sigma v square plus sigma h square, and the direction of the result can be found theta is equal to tan inverse of the sigma v by sigma h. So here the theta is the angle made by the resultant with x-axis. Next, we also studied the equilibrium. So equilibrium means it is equilibrium means what? It is a state of the body which will indicate the state of the body. So when a number of forces are acting on a body and the body is maintained at static condition, that is not moving, then the body is said to be under equilibrium condition. And also equilibrium. Equilibrium means the single force which will bring the system into equilibrium condition is called as equilibrium. So this generally when some force are acting, that leads to a resultant force. So in order to nullify the resultant force, we have to apply the equal amount of the resultant force, but in the opposite direction to bring back that body into equilibrium condition. So here the equivalent and the resultant will have the same magnitude but will act in the opposite direction. And simply we can define the equivalent as a force which is needed to bring the system into equilibrium condition when number of forces are acting, and it is also equal to resultant force in magnitude but acts in a opposite direction to that of the resultant force. Next, we also studied the Lami's theorem. So this Lami's theorem is applicable to find out the forces when three forces are acting in a body and are in equilibrium. And here, when the three PQ and R forces, PQ, R are the three forces acting in a body, then the Lami's equation is P by sin alpha is equal to Q by sin beta is equal to R by sin gamma. Here, alpha is nothing but the angle between the other two forces. When P is taken, then the angle between the other two forces. So that is here when P is considered, the other two forces are the Q and R. So alpha is the angle between the Q and R. Beta is the angle between the P and R. And gamma is the angle between the P and Q. So P by sin alpha is equal to Q by sin beta is equal to R by sin gamma. Or we also can simply state that when three forces are acting on a body or in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces, and we will get this equation accordingly. Next, we have defined the moment of a force, which is nothing but the turning effect produced in a body, and which is equal to the product of the force and the perpendicular distance between the force and point. Next, the law of moments. So this law of moments will say that when a body is in equilibrium condition under the action of the some forces, then the sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moments. So for equilibrium condition, sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moments. Next, the Verigna's principle of moments, and this is also called as the principle of moments. And whenever some number of forces are acting on a body, then the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about any point in the plane of the body must be equal to the moment of the resultant about the same point in the plane of the body forces. And couple, just now we have described the couple. So two equal and unlike parallel forces acting on a body and are separated by some distance forms the couple, and the main effect of the couple is to produce the rotation in the body, and the moment of the couple is equal to force into arm of the moment, arm of the force into distance. So this is about the, and now we have discussed about the key concepts, and we have solved some problems here also. So they are the questions for the practice. Now this is the end of the topic, force systems. Thank you. Thank you all.